Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Fatmata here from Traditionally Inspired Meaningful Art, and today we are doing Make 9 for the first time on this channel. Really, it's the first time because I just discovered Make 9 last year. So I've been really excited going into my pattern stash, going into my fabrics and selecting the things that I cannot wait to sew up in 2022. So join me. So in coming up with my Make 9, I thought of a couple of things. I know that this year I'm ready to take on challenges. I'm ready to toile some things, and because I'm willing to put in those efforts, I know that I can go after bigger and more challenging projects that would give me a return on investment of my time. So I'm willing to spend a bit more of that extra time to come up with quality garments that are going to hopefully fill in gaps in my wardrobe or give me more space in my fabric collection by being able to use up some of the lovely fabrics that I have. So first and foremost, I am going to be testing out my very first indie pattern, the Sicily slip dress. Now this dress is probably not new to you if you've been around the sewing community. The Sicily slip dress, I mean, what is there to say about it beyond the fact that it's so feminine? It could be adorable, it can be sophisticated, it's just like perfect regardless of what event, venue, or atmosphere you're walking into. You can just shut it down. You can make it out of plain fabrics, which I think kind of elevates it a little bit. You can be a little bit more playful or dramatic with a printed fabric. I have so many charmeuse and like satin like fabrics in my stash that could work for the Sicily slip dress. I just need to test it out, get the fit down, and I can almost be certain there will be more than one in my collection this year. If you don't follow the crafterpreneur, Aisha from that channel did a recreate like my Pinterest board episode, which I'll have to link it down below. I love her channel so much, but she did a session where I believe one of the patterns that she used was the Sicily slip dress, because she is also obsessed with the slip dress trend, like many of us are. If you happen to have the Sicily slip dress in your Make 9 or just intend to make it this year, please let me know. Maybe we can make it together. So number 2 on my list, I am committed to finding a shirt pattern of dreams. The one that I've picked out that I think is going to win is this vintage butterick pattern. Look at these women. Look at these working women. This is B4625, and when I saw it at the thrift store, I fell in love with it. It is in my size range, 12 through 16. So I think it's going to be perfect. I particularly want to make view A, this pussy bow blouse. I'm all over it, like all over it. I have so many fabrics, again, that could go with this pattern really well. And it would allow me to have sort of an ideal go-to button-up shirt. I could also think about ways that I could hack it so that I could have the pussy bow blouse sort of neckline with maybe a keyhole front opening and just have the bow kind of cover that up. There are ways that I think we could hack this pattern. I could also see myself using that top and hacking a skirt below it and make that into a dress. The possibilities are endless. One theme that you might notice in my Make 9 is that I'm really looking for patterns and silhouettes and items that I think can easily flow into my wardrobe, but also ones that I can make over and over again without getting tired of them. Okay, so next up in my Make 9 is a lined outer garment. Now for this one, if you think this is cheating, you let me know in the comments down below, but I mean, really, it's my Make 9, right? So I am choosing between 2 patterns, and they each have like a special place in my heart. The first pattern that I'm considering for a lined outer garment has such an amazing and incredible origin story. So I picked up this pattern, Simplicity 0597, when I was a sophomore in college back in 2010. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I was like, yeah, I'm making myself a blazer. I cut out Ankara fabric. I don't know if I even selected the right size. Like, did I even know how to read a pattern? I don't know. And it is still in pieces from 2010. Guys, I think this is the year I make this blazer. So I really would love to give this a go. I think I was so intimidated by all the notches, didn't understand why all of these little triangles were all over the pattern pieces, had no idea what grading between pattern sizes meant. I don't even know if I cut the right bust cup size, because I probably am not even that same bust cup size anymore. It's just so much going on. And I cannot wait to tackle it, because it's caused me a lot of maybe anxiety. I just didn't feel like I was, strong enough as a seamstress, as a sewist, to tackle a pattern like this. And I think that I've proven to myself that I can at least follow instructions enough. And there's enough help out there in YouTube land that I could make a lined blazer. So we shall see. This might be something that I hold off on maybe until the fall winter, because it's not a high priority item for me right now, but the pieces are cut out, so you never know. In addition, within that same category, if I don't do that one, then I am looking at B6169. Enjoy all of the beautiful drawing embellishments from my daughter. I think she likes this pattern too. Now, I mentioned this pattern in my fall winter collection 2021 and 22 because I really do think that I have a good match as far as fabrics are concerned for this pattern, so I'm willing to give this a try. It is a lined semi-fitted jacket, sort of like a moto style jacket, and I love this style of jacket. I think it's going to be really awesome. It'll push me, but also give me a lot of new skills, I hope, because I've never lined a jacket pattern before, and I think I have a lot to learn from it. It is ranked or listed as like an average pattern, so I think I could do an average difficulty pattern, and hopefully I can find some information online. I believe a couple of years ago there was like a sew along for this, but I'm hoping that in YouTube land, again, I should be able to find some helpful advice when tackling this pattern. Moving right along, I have this very easy Vogue pattern. This is 9014. And I'm selecting this because I really want to give these wide leg, sort of casual like trousers a try. And I have this viscose fabric that I already have in mind to use for this. If you remember back in my mood fabric haul from my birthday, I had this subtropic sort of floral print, leaf print motif viscose fabric that I made the half and half dress out of. Well, I saved enough, and I'm hoping that the yardage that I have left will be enough to make either the long pants or the culotte version of this. And I think if I have a really nice go-to high-waisted flowy palazzo pant for lightweight fabrics, then I could definitely go back to it time and time again to make some easy, casual, but sophisticated looking trousers for the warmer months. I don't know what number we're on, but moving right along, dresses. I love a good dress. I love dresses that you can layer. I love dresses that serve multi-purposes so that I could wear them unbuttoned and open with like jeans, but also wear them buttoned up. And the button-up dress that I'm selecting to go in my Make 9 is this wonderful McCall's pattern. I've seen so many beautiful versions of it online on Instagram, and this is M7925. I think it's darling. It's been featured in one of Sean from Kittenish Behavior's videos where she was talking about patterns where you could get the designer look. I love a good Zimmerman dress. I love that aesthetic, and I think that there are so many ways that you can play with this design. It has raglan sleeves, a fairly high neckline, and just these tiers. I love the button-up front closure that goes all the way down to the bottom, so you could really unbutton it if you were wearing it with jeans or wear it as a full dress. I like the billowy sleeves in view D that she's wearing. And I also like that the waist is sort of cinched in or comes in a bit and defined. So that makes it a lovely fit all around. And I'm really happy to get this sewn up. It's labeled as easy. I could do an easy dress, and it I think will teach me quite a bit, especially making like a full button front placket. This does have buttons, but it's not the same as like a button front placket, I think. Or maybe there's no difference at all. I don't know, but I will see. Cannot wait to make this, and I have, again, so much fabric that would look lovely in this design. Now, one of the items on my Make 9 is something that's not necessarily a new to me pattern, and that is this lovely Simplicity 8834. I made this back in 2020. It is well loved. Can you tell? I made one of these dresses for the summer of 2020, and it became my go-to black and white print dress. I often tied mine sort of crisscross around the front and tied it in the back, versus how they have it styled here on the model where it's tied in the front. And I just absolutely love this pattern. It has raglan sleeves again. I would close up the keyhole neckline detail, but everything else about the silhouette in view A, really, I'm down with. I think there's so many ways you could hack this, and I think depending on the fabrics that you use, you can have totally different looks. And I just picked up from my G Street fabric haul that you might have seen recently, this gorgeous like palm leaf, orange, green, blush pink, and white print rayon fabric that I cannot wait to make up in this summer, and possibly try it out again in some of my silky type fabrics to see if I can get a different look with it. Moving on is another dress. I was really interested about trying a sort of A-line shaped wrap dress, and this seems like it would be the perfect one. So this is Simplicity S8735. I picked up this teal floral rayon recently at G Street Fabrics during their New Year sale that I absolutely want to make view D out of. Like, hands down, I've already decided that's what it's gonna be. And I love this pattern so much. I think the lines are so clean and simple, and something that you can make over and over and over again in different fabrics and never get tired of it. And those are the types of tried and true patterns that I'm really looking to bring into my wardrobe and have cut out so that I can easily revisit them time and time again. So I think this is going to be a lovely one to add, and I cannot wait to make it as the weather starts to warm up. All right, so next on my list is this vintage pattern that I picked up at a thrift store, I think last year. So this is Simplicity 6268. Let me tell you a little bit about why I love this. It seems like such a great like casual wear jumpsuit, and it reminds me of the Zadie jumpsuit. I know the Zadie jumpsuit is like a cult favorite, fan favorite in the sewing community, and for good reason. It looks amazing on everyone that I've seen wearing it, and the fit is beautiful. I love the crossover detail. Now, if you look at this pattern, what you'll notice is that they have a similar sort of cross front detail, and it has a button closure in this one. However, I feel like if I were to add ties where the button kind of is right here, and add a tie to whatever is happening on the inner panel, that this would really give me a similar look. And because I already have it in my stash, that's kind of why I'm just sticking to what I have. But if not, then I think the Zadie jumpsuit would have been what I would have looked for. But I'm really excited to give this a try. It is for wovens. When I look at what she's wearing in the cover, it kind of looks like a ponte knit or something like that. But it is actually designed for wovens, and I have quite a few linen fabrics in my stash that I could see making this up in, and it seems like it would just be an amazing addition to my wardrobe come this spring summer. Another piece of outerwear. I want to make a Coatigan, mainly because there's a fabric that's taking up way too much space in my collection that I really want to get made up into something, and I firmly believe this is going to be the best bet. So this jacket right here, it's sort of like a cardigan. Yeah, it's a cardigan. And I want to make view A, the one that the model is wearing in this package. And I think it's just amazing. I have this awesome sort of maroon colored, really thick knit fabric. It's very hard to explain, but it's like fleecy on the inside. I wouldn't need to line it. I could, you know, do a Hong Kong finish on the inside and really test out a new technique with a Hong Kong finish and just have a really cuddly, amazing coatigan, because that would be wonderful. It's something that I actually want to get sewn up sooner rather than later. I'm thinking February might be my month to go ahead and get after it. So hopefully that will be in my closet sooner rather than later. Woven wrap dress, raglan sleeve tie front, raglan sleeve button up, coatigan jumpsuit, pussy bow blouse, moto jacket, Sicily slip dress. That's it, guys. Those are my 9, and I am just so excited. The way that this year has kicked off has really just given me that motivation to go after the projects that I've been avoiding for whatever reason, try out new techniques, and really appreciate the fabrics and the patterns that I have in my stash. It's been awesome kind of testing out and toiling trouser patterns recently. I've been toiling the trousers from S9114. So if you haven't been following along in my Friday sews, definitely do, and I'll give you all an update this upcoming Friday as well. But it's given me such an appreciation for taking my time with my sewing practice, being intentional, and making the best use of the pieces that I bring into my wardrobe. And it has made me so happy. So these 9 patterns, I'm sure, will continue to challenge me, help me build up different skill sets, and hopefully bring in pieces into my wardrobe that I can also be really excited about. So I hope that you will join me along for that journey and follow along. If you're making any of the patterns that I've discussed here, or have made any of them and have any tips or recommendations, please leave that down below. It'd be so helpful. If you have any of these patterns in your Make 9 and you want us to encourage each other, again, please leave that down below so I can cheer you on, and hopefully you will tune in and come back week after week to see my progress on my Make 9. I think that might be all for me. One thing that I don't get to say enough is that I'm so appreciative of each and every single one of you who tunes in to watch these videos. It means so much to me because I am just in my little room talking to a phone, and it makes me really happy that you tune in to see what I'm up to. If you haven't already subscribed, I really do wish that you would consider subscribing. If you want to follow along, see what I actually get made up, or just enjoy today's video, you can also give me a thumbs up to let me know that you're interested in these kinds of videos so I can make more of them and more planning sort of videos moving forward. Thank you again so much for being here. Like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Stay creative. Bye.